How y'all doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Larry Actions. It's your boy L Dog back in the building, man. Just want to talk about Bel-Air, season 2, episode 7. Now, this episode was, I say, the beginning of the downfall of the relapse of Carlton. Of course, we know that Carlton and Will, they're in the running for the Founders Award. So preparations are being made because they know it's a lot of competition going to be going on in the house. Two competitors under the same household. So show them coming down for breakfast or whatever like that. And Uncle Phil and Aunt Vivian, they made breakfast for him. You know, they're showing words of encouragement. They want both of them to succeed, you know, no matter who wins. Now, Aunt Vivian, she's a little uneasy about the situation because she knows the history that Will and Carlton had from season 1, and it ain't great. You know, it took them a while to get where they are now. Uncle Phil is more on the opposite side of it. He thinks them having this competition, the competitiveness will build character for them, and it's a good thing for life. You know, like I said, it's gonna build character. You know, it shows you to take those risks and, you know, go for what you believe in. And I get what he's saying, but then I understand what Viv's saying also, especially due to, you know, Carlton's situation with his panic attacks, his anxiety attacks, and all that there. So I understand both parts of it. Uncle Phil shows a little more attention towards Will because he knows Will has a lack of focus sometimes when it comes to completing a task. Now, Carlton notices this, okay? So Carlton, of course, you know, he feeling a little indifferent about the situation, You know, why are you doing this for Will and stuff like that? And, you know, Uncle Phil told him, he said, well, son, I don't have to worry about that with you because when you're focused on something, you're determined. With Will, it's the other way. He'll get lost. And Carlton understood that. But Carlton, you know, you got to understand, Carlton, this Founders Award means more to Carlton than it does to Will. I think the only reason Will going after is because of what Doc told him. Doc told him that, you know, Division I schools, they look at leadership skills and, you know, awards and stuff like that. So it'll be a good look. But all this kind of had a, you know, it just, I'm just gonna say Aunt Vivian was right. She was right. So it comes down to the Founders Award presentation. And Carlton starts to give his speech. And, you know, they look and they like, all right, you know. And he looks over and notices that Will's not there yet. And Carlton thinking, you know, typical Will, you know, he don't give a shit about this Founders Award or whatever. So all of a sudden, Will shows up. Will was at practice. Will shows up and he's looking for his notes. You know, he's scrambling trying to find his notes and stuff like that he wrote, that the research that he did on the Founders Award and the answers, you know, for potential questions that they'll have for him. And he couldn't find them. So it just came straight from the heart. He just winged it. So he just told him that where he's from, you know, standing up and working hard for what you believe in is everything. And his classmates, they ate it up. They ate it up. Which pushes him further up for winning that award over Carlton. And then all of a sudden, everybody's phone starts to go off. Everybody's phone's getting notifications. And it's a video. Somebody was taking a video from that scene from season 1 when Carlton was back there dancing with his white teammates and they were rapping the song. And, you know, they were saying the ninja lyrics. And, yeah, that good old N-word. And you remember Will confronted all of them, talking about, man, that's whack. Y'all can't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Carlton telling Will to relax. I mean, whoever recorded it, they got the whole thing on video. And now everybody looking at Carlton like, oh, motherfucker, you are Uncle Tom. And Will looking like the hero. So, who leaked this video? So that causes a lot of tension between Carlton and Will, because when they got home, they were at each other's throats. You know, Will like, why the fuck would I leak that video? You really think it was me? You really think I would do that? Who? And then Carlton like, who else? Who else is in the race? Who else wants to win or whatever? Like, you know, it's just, and it's kind of crazy. Why would Will do that? Why would Will do that? He genuinely cares about Carlton because that's his family at the end of the day. So this is pressed on. Everybody trying to figure out who leaked this video. Everybody's talking about this video, and really, it's just making Carlton look like the bad guy, and Will looking like a sure win for this Founders Award. And Will want to get to the bottom of it. So it turns out it was Drew. That motherfucker that was missing with Lisa, the one Carlton got in the fight with. His punk ass. He leaked that video. He posted that video to everybody, and so everybody could see it. Just so Carlton could lose the race, because Carlton put them hands on him at the bowling alley. That's some whole ass shit. But so it's an issue. It's an issue. So them dealing with that, and then we move on to after practice, after one practice that Will had, so his teammates, you know, they seen how he was rolling the licks or whatever like that. They said, okay, Bel-Air, I see you. And they was gonna go to the hangout spot. So Will was like, you know, bet, I'll go up, I'll hang out with y'all. So they get up there and they get the, you know, hanging out, partying or whatever like that. And he notices Jackie there. And Jackie is not herself. Jackie is drunk as fuck. I'm talking about drunk as hell. And basically she just caused a whole scene with Will, talking about what? I know when I'm being blown off or whatever like that. And it wasn't even like that. So Jackie, later in the night, she's still drunk as hell. And she ended up getting into it with this chick. And man, she passes out. She damn near passed out. And Will's teammates like, man, look, I guess it's gonna be up to you to take her home, man. She lived with Doc. And they like, oh shit. So Will ends up taking her home. And he thinking that, man, maybe it'll just be, he was like, man, please don't let this man kill me. Maybe it'll just be a drop. You know, I could just drop off. You know, how you doing, Mr. Doc? I'm dropping Jackie off. And then when Doc comes to the door, Doc takes Jackie in. And Doc tells Will, hang tight for a second, man. Will like, oh shit. So Will's sitting up there. He's sitting on the steps. And then Doc come out there to talk to him. And Doc tell him about, you know, the things he been going through with Jackie. You know, he raised Jackie and, you know, because her mother, his sister died or whatever like that. So he's been taking care of Jackie for a long time. So they have like a bonding, you know, a bonding moment. But I still don't trust him. I still don't trust him because Will go into talking about his personal, what's going on with him and his uncle, because, forgot about this. Excuse me, I'm all over the place. So it's going back to when Carlton and Will were talking about the Founders Award, talking about who leaked the video. So Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil, they come in and they trying to think, hey, what's going on, y'all? You know, and Carlton like, Will leaked the video or whatever so he can win the Founders Award or whatever. And you know, Will like, that's bullshit. And Carlton like, yeah, is it just like it's bullshit that you're showing Will more attention? than I am, so he can win this award. And he like, Carlton, I told you why. And we're feeling the way. We're like, wait a minute, don't do me no favors. Don't be feeling, make me no sympathy. Don't feel no sympathy for me. Don't make me no charity case. And Uncle Phil telling Will that, no, Will, what I said is that I'm giving you that more attention because you lack that focus sometimes. And this causes tension between Uncle Phil and Will. And Will basically like, you know what? Fuck this. I'll do my own thing. And I'll take care of myself like always. And Uncle Phil said, I can make them checks stop coming to Doc. And you won't be doing anything. And, Will stormed out, which led to him, going to practice. And running into Jackie when she was drunk. And like I said, we're going to get back to when he dropped Jackie off. So, and Doc comes outside and talks to him. But then he starts telling Doc about his personal, what's going on with him and Uncle Phil. And I don't trust it. I still don't trust this dude. And Will realizes that Uncle Phil has done a lot for him. With that conversation that he had with Doc, he realized Uncle Phil really, has done a lot for him. And he appreciates it. And I'm glad he needed that moment, though. Because I understand you mad, but all that there, and it wasn't a disrespect thing. He told you why he was showing you more attention towards that Founders Award, because he wanted you to have more focus towards it. And I get it. Ain't nothing to be pissed off about, but, anyway. Oh, another thing that happened, Jeffrey reunited with his son. Now, of course, we know the backstory. Jeffrey had to leave because of stuff he was into. And when it came him to reuniting with Frederick was ready to leave like the next day. Because he told Jeffrey, like, I feel like I don't know you. And he feels like Jeffrey went off and found a whole nother family and not worried about his biological family. But when Frederick was leaving, he was about to leave, Uncle Phil ran into him, and Uncle Phil told him, you remember, you stayed with this foster family. Y'all had food on the table. Every day you had clothes on your back. You had a roof over your head. He said all that was Jeffrey. All that was Jeffrey. And Frederick didn't know that. So that made Jeffrey and Frederick's relationship even stronger. He came back and he decided to stay a little longer. And that meant everything to Jeffrey, because know the facts before you start jumping the gun. And Hillary and Jazz. So Will basically was playing the middleman between them. And it had a real negative effect. And it was, in my opinion, it was Will's fault. It was all Will's fault. So Will telling Jazz, yeah, man, she wants you to step up. She wants you to come get her. She wants you to come talk to her. She wants you to take her out. And Will going back to Hillary saying that, he really miss you. He just don't know how to express himself and stuff like that. He feel like he's beneath you and stuff like, So which caused them to start back talking. And Jazz invited her out on the date. They called everything good. They out on the date. And then it looked like it's an expensive ass place. I mean, they came out there with a lobster and all kind of shit. And I'm like, damn, Jazz, you got the funds to pay for that shit? So the lady come back, she's saying the card declined. And Jazz like, that's a mistake. Run it again, ma'am. Maybe we can run a different card. No, that's the only card. There's money on that account. I just put it in there today. It's like, no, it declined. And then Hillary jumped up and she was like, it's okay, I got it. And they had a debate about it. It was an argument, And when they got back to Hillary's place, they hashed it out. And Hillary said, that sounds like a lot of you problems. And you not bringing me in with you. And they just called it quits right there. So it's Jazz has got a lot of pride. But you know, when you got pride like that, sometimes you gotta swallow that pride. But then again, if I knew this place is expensive, guess what? We finna hit up McDonald's or something. Straight up. But Hillary already stressed that fact that she don't care about how much money you got. She's not interested in it. She's interested in him. And that's something he just couldn't grasp. He just, you know, which caused them to call it quits. So, I mean, it is what it is. Drama. But so coming up to the end of the episode, Carlton goes live and he talks about the things, you know, just life in general, just stuff, him dealing with his emotions, you know, anxiety attacks, you know, fitting in, you know, and you know, he gets a lot of, you know, likes and notices and stuff like that. It's basically like a confession of how he's been feeling, an internal, you know, like trying to fit in with everybody. And you see him go, he goes back to his room and he takes out that back, you know, the drugs. And he does it. And that's how they end the episode. And like I said, it's gonna be a downward spiral for Carlton, man. That's what this episode really kind of revolves around. And I can't wait for the next one. Definitely can't wait for the next one, man. But it's a good episode. Definitely check it out if y'all haven't seen it yet. But as usual, man, y'all comment down below what y'all thought about this episode. And make sure y'all like and subscribe. God bless the Fed. Whoa.